Well, that was definitely an experience, but, I mean, as I said, at least Gidget is alive, they. I don't know how I feel about that, with how, crazy she's turned into. Gidget cleans me up as well as he can, using water from the lake to wipe out the blood on my cheeks and dab my eyes. Can you imagine what I must look like? The vision still seems off. Everything has a sort of hazy outline to it, and it's hard to focus. Then we try to sleep. Nothing else to do. Nothing but float. Float and wait. Close my eyes against the darkness, against the chill of the night air. Every time I do, I can see her face. See those eyes devouring me. Feel those thumbs digging into my brain. You'll be mine forever. My own little Iggy. Gasp and open my eyes, looking up at the sky and a sea of stars. My body shivers. I push myself up to a seat, leaning forward on my knees. Chill sweeps up my arms and down my back. I can see Genzo curled up on the other side of the boat. Got his arms crossed in front of him, using his cap as a pillow, snoring softly. Even before I have a chance to think about it. Crawling over, fingers trembling against the cold plastic of the boat beneath them. Genzo, whisper, voice swallowed up by the blackness. There's a hollow lump in the base of my throat. Suddenly feel incredibly exposed. Genzo shifts, squinting up at me. Starts to get up, look a warrior crossing his face. Don't say anything. Throw one last glance at the spot I'd vacated moments earlier. And lie down next to him in silence, forehead just barely touching his shoulder. Feel Genzo tense next to me. Is this okay? I asked softly, hesitantly. Swallows hard. Of course, as long as it's okay with you. I shut a breath and closed my eyes. Genzo finally seems to relax next to me. Eyes back down, shifts again. I creak one eye open to check. Seems to be struggling with where to put his hand. Holds it in the air momentarily, rested on the ground between us. Finally, curls it up into the crook of his elbow, placing his arms across his chest. Eyes followed closed again. This time, I don't see her. Flew across the water the rest of the night. Well, that was kind of cute and wholesome. Just what we kind of needed after all the horrors. When I finally cracked my blurry eyes open again, it's morning. The sun is well overhead. We're surrounded by nothing but blue as far as the eye can see. Genzo is already up, examining the pile of spare boards at the bottom of the boat. Looks tired, but smiles all the same when he sees me awake. Take turns rowing using the boards. Not sure if it does anything, but at least it feels more productive than sitting there twiddling our thumbs. Don't speak about what happened. That would make it too real. Instead, we mostly sit in silence, rowing, resting, watching the sun rise overhead, then begin its slow descent back down. The sky has just started to turn a soft shade of pink, and Genzo makes a noise. He points in the direction we're floating. Spires on the horizon. Land. Smile in spite of myself. Thank fucking God. Yeah, straight back into the horrors. Well, both set to rowing now, anxious to be back on solid ground, despite the fear of what might await us. Nothing could top what just happened at this point. Oh, you want to bet? Right. These spires turn out to be attached to a castle. A large castle. And as we row closer, looms all the larger. Soaring walls, giant towers, twisting walkways, and glittering red peaks. Genzo is silent as he looks up at it. Toss him a glance. Everything okay? Oh, yeah. Everything's, right as rain. I catch his smile falling once he thinks I've looked away. Yeah, maybe he somewhat remembers what's about to happen, because, yeah. A scraping rumble beneath us, and the boat slows to a stop. We've hit land. No dock or pier here. Instead, Lake simply glides up against the bank, almost like some kind of grassy beach. Hop out of the boat into the ankle-deep water and drag it the rest of the way. It's getting pretty dark now. Not too keen on walking around this place at night. Pad further up onto the bank, feet squishing inside my shoes. What now? Gonna say wanders over. For a second, he looks at me as though he wants to say something, but ultimately remains quiet. He's gonna scratch at his calf with the side of his foot. Check out the town, say, breaking the silence. Might be some place for us to get some sleep. God knows we can use a soft bed at this point. Yeah. Oh, come on then. It's time to turn away. He forgets to step forward and grab the sleeve of my shirt. Icky, But he doesn't continue. Stands there a moment, brows furrowed and his breath heavy. I swear I catch the tiniest hint of pink in his cheeks. And he seems to realize what he's doing, because his eyes go to the grip of his fingers on my sleeve. Jerks away with a start. Sorry. Mumbles, gaze dropping to the ground. Raise a brow. What is it? Nothing, just me being stupid is all. Well, what else is new? Am I right or am I right? I blink. Right. Anyway, what are you saying? We find ourselves a place to shack up? Sounds great to me. God knows I'm ready to lose my mind at this point. Give me a few hours to not have to worry about whether or not my mum will have someone to take care of her in a ripe old age. Goddamn, it's getting dark out. Come on, Iggs. Let's blow this popsicle stand before it's so dark. Can't even see our own dicks. The logical sound night shall lead the way. With that, he takes off. Watch him putter his way up the hill. What the fuck? But for multiple reasons, now's not exactly the best time for me to be mulling over the complexity of Genzo's deteriorating psyche. So with a little shake of my head, I start after him. Just over the hill is a small dirt path. Curves around a few fishing shacks before gradually morphing into a cobblestone road that leads towards the castle town we saw from the boat. It's eerily quiet, though. Don't spy a single soul besides the two of us. Even the fishing shacks look abandoned, some of them standing with their doors wide open, while others are completely boarded shut. The whole place looks deserted. Are we the only ones here? Genzo is already a good couple of yards ahead of me. Not sure if he doesn't hear my comment or just doesn't acknowledge it. I jog to catch up. Notice him start to walk just a bit faster. Doesn't look at me. Chew on the insides of my cheek with a frown and simply fall into step behind him. At least it doesn't take long. Soon we make it to the town proper. There are more buildings here. Cozy cottages and apartments. Quaint storefronts, airy cafe areas. In the middle of the main square, found trickling away. It is equally as deserted as the fishing shacks. Nothing and no one in sight. Damn, this place is like a ghost town. Gotta be someone here. Maybe we should, split up. Yeah, split up and look. Don't say anything for a moment. Then, what? Where's Crackles with a squawk? Not even anybody here. It'll be fine. Besides, it'll take us forever to search this whole place if we don't. I guess. Okay, cool. Give me a shout if you find someone. Just stand there. Watch him scuttle away. Sure, okay. Say to the empty air. Trying to scrape my feet against the cobblestone. Did I do something wrong? Tried to replay our previous conversations in my head. must have said something. Something really awkward, maybe. Wouldn't be the first time. But the idea that Genzo wouldn't want to be around me makes it feel like there's a big cold stone just sitting right smack in the middle of my gut. Get my hair a flowed tussle and let out a groan. I'm overthinking this. I should go search the town. The sooner we find someone, the sooner we'll get to rest, even if only for a bit. So I wander off towards the nearby buildings. Hello? Peek my head into what looks like a deserted cafe. Anybody home? I step inside. Door clunks shut behind me. Something feels incredibly quiet. Poke out my bottom lip with a bemused glance about the premises. It's a cute cafe. At least it would be if it went dark and eerily deserted. Let myself amble somewhat aimlessly around the main dining area, almost as though making a show for searching for someone. Clearly my heart isn't really in the search. Sit down at one of the tables instead. Rest my chin in my hands. Maybe he is really annoyed by me. Wouldn't blame him. Annoying myself all the time. I pause. Blink. I'm still thinking about him. What's wrong with me? Never been so hung up on something like this in my life. Or someone. Tap my finger idly on the marble surface of the table. True, my feelings towards Genzo are different than my feeling towards others. I feel very safe around him. Like I belong. Somehow. Same thing I thought earlier back in his shop. Being around him doesn't sap me of energy like it does with the others. When he smiles at me, it makes me happy. Happy? It makes me fucking ecstatic. I groan and rub my face. I don't like this. Don't like this one bit. Why can't I have normal feelings like a normal fucking human being? Everyone else in the entire world seems to have figured out this shit already. Outside catches my attention. Just as I turn my head, grows from a lone clatter to veritable cacophony. What the? Control from my chair, how quickly leaping into overdrive. Run towards the door, ear to the green. Sounds continue. A scuffle of some sort. Abruptly come to a stop. Keep my ears, fingers trembling nervously against the wood of the door. Okay, you got me. I surrender. Who are you? You don't look like one of the citizens here. Whoa, easy on the goods. I like it rough, but not that rough. Disgusting human. I'm taking you in. Imagine you will love playing with you. Genzo. Right before my brain had a chance to register what I'm doing. Tell me straight out the door. Genzo. Only to instantly blanch. Hey, here's the rabbits. Genzo is being held aloft in the middle of the street by a duo of rabbit guards. Actually, extremely tall rabbit guards. And at my brazen entrance, all three set of eyes turned towards me. Who's this one? Squirrely little guy, ain't he? Guess his face has gone white. That's, Then he seems to get an idea. But boys, yoo-hoo, better watch out, I'm getting away. Begins to wriggle and tug at the rabbit's grip. Stop that wriggling. 284, would you give me a hand? You know, really wish you would call me Jerry. Both rabbits turned their attention back to Genzo. Can I imagine this was supposed to be some kind of distraction so I could run away? But fuck that. Head and swivel, search my environs with something long and hard. Well, I'm sure something long and hard will appear later. The gaze lands on a rake leaning up against the side of the cafe. Perfect. Grab it and let out a roar. And charge. Riders never see it coming. Whack them across their shoulders, their backs, their legs. Again and again and again. One whip-like lash after the next. And my breath is run ragged and my voice hoarse. When I finally pause to admire my handiwork, I see both of them just staring down at me in confusion. None the worse for wear. Well, it's the thought that counts, Iggy. At least you tried. Even Genzo's eyeballing me as though I just brought it a second head. Shit. I readjust my grip on the handle of the rake. Have to try again. Raise the rake above my head. Only for the nearest rabbit to swat me across the back with the flat of his spear. Ow. The impact sends me straight to the ground. Lost about a second after my skull hits the cobblestones. Then, blackout. And here we are again. Working from my stupor by a slap of marble against my face. I groan. Tendril drool works its way down between my lips to trickle the tile. Iggs, a voice hisses next to me. When I literally sit up, I see Genzo with his arms held behind his back by one of the rabbit guards. One of the many rabbit guards. Eyes widen as I attempt to comprehend our situation. There's a whole circle of them surrounding us. Past them, rooms opens into a gigantic hall with ceilings that reach for the sky. I can only stare up in awe as I try to massage away the residual pain in my jaw. Icky, Genzo hisses again, tugs against the grip on his arms with a grunt. Let go of me, overgrown Easter Bunny. Manages to wriggle free with one last zealous heave and probably face plants on the floor. Probably the guards don't actually care at this point, because I don't even try to re-grab him. Iggs, you okay? He asks with a shake of his head before crawling over. Big Logo Bug whacked you a good one. Rubbed the side of my head. I think so. Just a little out of it. Just another glance around at our surroundings. Where are we? That big eyesore of a castle we saw on the way up. It was clearly compensating for something with this place. Genzo's smile falls. It returns. Falls again. Crushes the hair beneath his cap. You, attacked a 7-foot tall rabbit with a broom for me? I stop. Stare at him. Feel my cheeks start to burn. It was a rake, actually. Oh, right. Attention! The sun screeched from behind us and nearly sends my hands to my ears. Reaches pull a quick, synchronous salute that echoes off the wall. It's quiet for a moment, then a clapping of our cheeks coming down the halls. Yeah, hi, Olam. Long time to see. Far hallway, small figure emerges, clapping his ass cheeks, hands, together slowly. That was quite the show you put on down in the village. It's Olam. Fucking Olam. Put a gaudy ass fuck crown. Red velvet cape with white and black fur, and escorted on either side by a pair of over-embellished rabbit attendants. Jaw drops nearly to the floor. Genzo wobbles to his feet. I can see him trying his hardest not to laugh. Oh, that explains the pertinous dickhead dripping off the walls of this place. As pleasant a mouth as always, I see. But what it doesn't explain is why the fuck you sent your long-eared flunkies after us. Do you even know how many times those things have tried to kill us? Again, so dear. They're only doing their duty. Ulm oozes over and loops an arm around Genzo's shoulder. Their constant surveillance is essential to the smooth operation of this kingdom. After all, wouldn't want any miscreants running amok down here now, would we? Gives Genzo's nose a sardonically affectionate squeeze at this. Genzo looks about 50 shades of uncomfortable. I guess not. Besides, I'm a busy man. I keep track of everything my men do out there. Let me make it out to you, One lives in so close, it's a wonder their foreheads don't touch. Or just as abruptly pulling away and raising his fingers with a snap. Guards, get them cleaned up, would you? want them looking spotless for the feast tonight. Yet before we become the feast ourselves. Glides away, a set of rubber's attendants scurrying forward, bobbing and bowing and ushering us off. It's all I can do to shoot Genzo a look of sheer bewilderment at this rapid-fire series of developments. What the actual... fuck. Yeah, fuck. There we go. Never in my life have I ever felt more exposed. Standing in the middle of the tub with my arms raised, I eyed my rubber attendant warily as he scrubbed me down. Is this really necessary? I asked, trying to disguise the tremor in my voice, as I watch him tackle my thighs. Stand still. Jet back up to attention and spend the rest of the bath with my eyes strained to the far wall. Once the cleansing has finished, feels that I've lost about 3 layers of skin, toweled off and dressed in a thick white robe. Then it's to the large vanity where my curls are blow drying, well at least what's left of them, where I'm given a choice view of the state of my face for the first time. A grimace in the mirror. My eyes. Eyes are a strange mixture of purple and red and dark. 2 sunken holes in the middle of my face, surrounded by thick purplish brown rings that make me look like some kind of degenerate raccoon. Cheeks are lined with more bruises, a strange mixture of green, purple, and brown dotted with dark red scabs. Turner finishes brushing my now fuzzy hair, place my glasses back on my nose. Thankfully their thick frames hide some of the damage. And knock at the door. Another rabbit enters the room. With a neatly folded set of clothes. It takes me a second to realize they're my own. Wait, when did you... Been cleaned and dried and perfectly pressed. No idea how. Couldn't have been in the bath longer than 20 minutes. Given no explanation, of course. Instead, shuffled back over to the changing area, where my attendant properly sets to work, fitted me in the newly cleaned attire. Raised my arms and he tugs my shirt over my head, smoothing it carefully across my front and back, tugs me into my pants and cinches the waist tight with a clasp. Fertilized doesn't even come close to how this entire situation has made me feel. Once I'm finished, my attendant leads me back into the hall. Concerned, his attendant emerges from the door on the opposite side at almost exactly the same time. He looks disturbed. Was that the weirdest fucking thing you ever experienced, or did they do something different to you? Hisses at our attendant's guides us back downstairs, and the whole bathing and everything. Yes. Eyes grow sharp. Nobody did anything to you, did they? I blink, look away. Cheeks feel warm. No, it's fine. A little uncomfortable, but that was all. Seeing chew on the inside of his cheek as he looks at me. Finally he gives the shoulder a little squeeze of reassurance. You're safe now, yeah? Not that I really trust that fucker downstairs, but what's the worst they can do? Weed us the fuck out like normal? Yeah, you better eat your words. I simply nod. Cold sense of dread clutching my bowels has yet to fully recede, but I can feel his grip loosen somewhat. Move along. One of the attendants barks from behind us. Senses sculling back into gear, moving quickly down the hallway. As we're descending the steps, Genzo starts to fidget. Hey, sorry about earlier. Try to turn, but my robot attendant gives me an impatient shove from behind to keep me moving. Back in the town. He has some time to think is all. It's fine, it was a good idea to split up. I say quickly, waving my hands in dismissal. Genzo just winces. When he reaches the bottom of the stairs, he turns his attention to our increasingly grandiose surroundings. Titanic-sized flags line either side of the corridor, almost as though welcoming a colossal beast. A brilliant red carpet bisects the middle, leading the way to an equally as impressive door. Jesus. 2 of our attendants step to the side as the doors open on their own like magic. filling an enormous golden ballroom. And at its center, a long table piled high with some of the most opulent food I've ever seen in my life. I was practically bugged out of my head. But even as I eyed the food, I could feel a gurgled disquietude bubbling up inside my gut. Next to me, Genzo doffs his cat and holds it to my chest. Mary, Mother of Jesus. Hungry, gentlemen? You have walked an awful long way. You deserve a treat. Genzo twitches. I'm not even going to comment on how weirdly sexual that sounded. I mean, not really, but Paul just smiles. His already heavy-lidded eyes squinting further in amusement. Yes, everything is sex to you, isn't it? You've always liked to have your cake and eat it too. I definitely like my fair share of cake. Oh, because you're the patron saint of purity? Oliver ignores him. He ambles over and throws his arm around both of our shoulders. Come, come. Another loitering around in this drafty doorway like a bunch of simpletons. My chef has put a lot of heart into this meal. We're doing him a disservice to let it go cold. Genzo winces. He allows himself to be guided towards the table all the same. It's a rather tempting sight. We're seated on either side of the table, more sets of rabbit attendants scurrying to ready our chairs. Oliver sits at the head of the table, an extravagant throne that looks like it could fit 5 of him inside it. He leans back amongst the piles of cushions and blankets, eyeing the seats, chin balanced on his palm. He raises his arm in the air and snaps his fingers. One of the rabbit attendants waiting inside the far door darts over, places a golden wine glass in his outstretched hand, and immediately fills it. Almost swallows it, takes a sip, glances at us, by simply watching him in awkward disbelief. Waves a hand in exasperation. Eat, eat. Snap my head back towards the food. I am hungry. Famished even. There's something about the food seems off. I can't quite put my finger on. Oh, we definitely know what's wrong with it, and if we stay here any longer, we're about to become the food. Something tingling in the back of my brain, like a dream fizzling on the edge of my consciousness. I shake my head. Now's not the time to let myself get disconnected from reality. Need to eat, if only to regain our strength. In this slight pause, I reach forward and begin grabbing some of the best looking items on the table, filling up my plate. Gives snort says he forks a giant slice of roast and rips half of it off with his teeth. Doesn't seem at all concerned about the food if the giant pile on his plate is any indication. You sure got everyone whipped around here. I mean, what do you expect? I am the king. I can do whatever I want, and no one's going to stop me. Takes another gulp of his wine. Feels good to be respected for once. I put at my potatoes and watch the gravy run over the side and onto my asparagus. I glanced back up while he was looking at me. Got that little grin again. Almost as though he can somehow feel my growing discomfort. Bring a spoonful of stuffing to my mouth. Haircut, Higgy? What? Probably choke around the spoon. Your hair. Can't help but notice it's lacking its usual volume. A bit choppy though. Should go to somebody else next time. Drop my gaze back to my plate and swallow the stuffing with an over-exaggerated gulp. Right, yeah. Oliver rests his chin on his fist with a snicker. At any rate, I can get you gentlemen some wine. Hand goes up before we even have a chance to respond. The snap sends 2 rabbit attendants to the table with ready glasses to serve us. Not really sure I should be drinking alcohol right now. Also don't really feel I'm in a position to say no. Oh, sure. Don't mind if I do, because it probably downs about half of his glass in one gulp. I just look at mine in growing discomfort. Deep red colour makes it look like blood. Stomach twists. Stomach goes back to Orlam instead. You're not looking at me anymore. Or the food. In fact, his eyes are focused on Genzo. He's staring at Genzo. Leaning forward, chin in hand, grinning from ear to ear. His gaze follows Genzo's every move, from movement of the wine glass from mouth to table, to the forkfuls of cottage pie he shovels into his mouth. The stomach had been twisting before, it was contorting now. Why does this all feel so familiar? Not just familiar, dread-inducing. One picks up a fork and uses it to cut off a small piece of bright red meatloaf. Jabs it onto the tines, points it in Genzo's direction. Try some of the loaf. No, I reach forward with a squat before I can stop myself. Both of them turn towards me with identical looks of confusion. Then my cheeks start to burn. What's wrong, Ed? Got something against meatloaf? Genzo just laughs. It's... Don't know what to say. Don't know why I done that myself. I tug at my collar, all of a sudden feeling very warm. Just had a bad feeling, is all. Bring my hand to my face. I don't know. Owen lowers his fork with a smile. It's no surprise, really. Seem to have gone through quite the ordeal. That can't have been good for your mental health. Lower my head, clasp and unclasp my hands. I guess, yeah. I suppose so. Owen stares at me a good second longer. Takes a sip from his wine, sits back. Didn't happen to run into Gidget, did you? He asks, balancing his elbow on the arm of his throne. Twitches as a chill runs up my spine. Gidget. Your throat feels incredibly tight. You'll be mine forever. No trouble following the word into a response. Fortunately, Genzo saves me. You sure fucking did. Not that it did us any favors. He says with a grumble that sends tiny flecks of cornbread out of his teeth. Oh? Raises a brow. Here I thought you'd be treated as honored guests, given Gidget's pallid proclivities. Another twitch. My own little leggy. Stared down at a spot in my pants. Is that blood? I can't tell. There's been so much of it. Seeping down my cheeks, flooding my eyes. She's done quite well for herself, though, yes? And some of those shoots she's been doing, positively erotic. So yeah, he seems to be aware of Gidget and her doings. Owen rolls his chin with a lascivious skyward gaze. I confess to having subscribed to her work myself. Get it every week through the Royal Mail. Not one to say no to the innate beauty of the flesh, after all. Not that I don't get my fill here. Nice little nod to what he's doing. Why I go to bed with different women every night. I'm sure you do. Noble woman, they can't get enough of me. Get special housing close by for the most desirable of my royal subjects. We have grand parties every night. Sometimes I even have 4 or 5 of them join me at night. Oh, shut up already. Who wants to hear about your gross sexual escapades? Genzo rolls his eyes. Mom stops, gives Genzo a blazed glare. Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot you're only interested when there's men involved. Genzo's face goes white. Hisses, Wilson looking incredibly nervous. Seems to give Orlam pause. He blinks, looks at me. Practically melts into an impish little smirk. Oh, I see. You haven't told him yet, have you? Tell me what? asked with an arc on my brows. Yeah. We've already gathered, Gento over here has a thing for me, but... Taps his chin. You know, I did always wonder why you never told him in particular. Isn't he your best friend? Oh, please, Get brows twist in panic. His chair squeak as he jerks forward. Because it's really curious if you think about it. Owen touches a finger to his lips and peers at the ceiling as though really ruminating on this. Genzo just throws a harried glance in my direction. Looks as white as a sheet. Before he can say anything, and before the pieces can finally connect in my head, Owen turns his attention back towards me. I'm not nearly as curious as Iggy. Genzo I can read, but is Iggy always been a bit of an enigma to me. Leans forward, hand and chin and eyes narrow. Some scrutiny makes me sweat, and I pull my collar as I shift back in my chair. Me? Just me. I mean, I don't have any... Yes, just you. You who's had a beautiful girl falling on him for years, yet has never reciprocated. And as far as I know, has never dated either. No, not even in college. Don't tell me, his eyes wide in amusement. Something is broken? It's not... My tongue feels like it's about 5 times its normal size. I can feel the flush rising to my cheeks. Is it physical? Little Iggy not able to rise to the occasion? Owen looks positively fascinated now, leaning up and out of his seat in his growing excitement. Or could it be mental? Childhood trauma, perhaps? Someone take advantage of poor little Olam. Genzo rises to his feet as, so fast he nearly knocks over his glass. For fuck's sake, leave the guy alone. Owen grins, but he doesn't sit back, now joining his throne with a swish of his wine glass. I was merely asking him a question. You know, guy talk and all that. We never have done enough of it. I feel the sweat leaking down my forehead, back on my neck, soaking into my collar. Look for Olam, to Genzo, then back to my lap. Need to say something. I love sex. Yeah. From what I gathered, Iggy is potentially asexual, which is completely fine and valid. I guess I don't know, picky? I just haven't found anyone I really like yet. Head sinks lower and lower towards my collarbone. Picky really isn't the right word, but I don't know how else to explain it. I don't really understand it myself. I just don't have the urge to do that with, well, anyone. I overcome with a feeling of shame. Maybe I am broken. Stand down at my lap, my fingers curling into the fabric of my pants. As picky and then as ridiculous, Mama says in wonderment, taking an overly large sip of wine. When I finally summon the courage to raise my head, see Genzo staring at me. Face is, well, unreadable is what it is, which just makes me feel even worse. Quickly snap my gaze back towards my food. Tendrils of doubt that had been semi-successful at trimming back are beginning to sprout with a flourish. I need to steer this conversation in a different direction, pronto. Take an oversized bite of sausage and promptly choke. So, anyway, asked between coughs as I pounded my chest. Take a slug of wine to wash it down. What are your plans? I mean, down here, with all of this. My plans? All sits back, gazes around. Turn this place into a proper kingdom, I suppose. There's so many inefficiencies. They smirk. And I'd like to eventually expand. So much of this world is still unexplored. Think of all the untapped potential. holds my tines of my foot between my lips. That sounds pretty extensive. Not going back then? I throw a glance towards Genzo at this point. I was searching for a backup. I don't know. He's not looking at me. He's growing quiet. He's now just poking at his food. Oh, of course I will, eventually. What's the point in rushing back? Bit of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity we've got here. Wouldn't want to waste it. I guess. I gazed forwards and let my fork drop back to my plate. The little appetite I had has vanished completely. I'm not feeling too hot. Bring a hand to my forehead and wipe the curls from my clammy skin. My throat feels positively parched. Great for my wine glass, but must misjudge distance because I'll probably knock it over instead. Shit. Joke forward to catch it. I know, but the damage is already done. Ready to cook his seats across the tablecloth. I'm sorry. It's no bother, these things happen. Let's take his finger and several attendants rush over to begin mopping up the mess. Shame tickles my cheeks. Genzo finally looks up at me, face softening in concern. Everything okay here? Because you don't look so great. I don't? Pull anxiously at my collar. Guess I must be feeling a bit weird. Apparently enough to prompt him into action, because in the next moment he is to his feet. There's an alarm. You said you got us rooms? Of course, of course. The rest will surely do the trick. He is no doubt exhausted. Owen just smiles and snaps his fingers again. Guards, take Ignatius to the room we prepared. He needs his rest. Two guards emerged from the doorway, marched over and pulled my chair away from the table. Standing up with a little wobble, rush of blood sending momentary stars across my eyes. Genzo hesitates for a second. Then he's pushing himself up and away and making his way around the table. Reaches me as the guards start leading me towards the exit. You sure you're okay? Reaches for my shoulder, and seems to decide against it. He pulls back. You want to make sure you get settled, in case you need anything. Pause for a moment, then nod. Sure. Despite the awkwardness at the table, no familiar face in this place would still be a welcome respite. Though perhaps not just any face. His face in particular. As long as he doesn't think I'm a complete weirdo after all that. But even if Genzo doesn't think that, he doesn't say anything. In fact, he actually seems somewhat relieved at my response. Gives a little smile and reaches forward, tentatively placing a hand on my shoulder for support. Then the guards lead both of us out of the hall. Back at the table, Orm is lounging in his throat. Eyebrows raised in curious thought as he watches us leave. Sleep well now. My head is really starting to feel fuzzy. Sweat dribbles down the back of my neck, and the cold chill sends goosebumps up and down my arms. Guards take us up multiple flights of stairs. My legs feel more jellified with each landing we reach. Finally, we turn down a hallway lined with ornately carved doors. I open the door on the left and beckon us inside. It's delightfully dim inside. Nothing but a fluttery candelabra on the bedside table to light the room. And quiet too. Somehow it cools the intense beating and starting up in the back of my head. Come on, let's get you to bed, Genzo says softly, leads me towards the bed. It's enormous and piled high with soft white pillows. When I shrink off my pants and slip under the sheets, it feels heavily on my skin. Thanks, Genzo. Hey, what are friends for? Am I right or am I right? He seems to grimace to himself at this. Anyway, glances around. Maybe I shack up in a chair over there, yeah? In case you need anything. Once you're good in and out, I'll find one of the rabbit fellows to show me to my room. I nod, but already my eyes are starting to creep shut. Tired. So tired. Don't even see Genzo finish his trek to the chair before they close completely. Hot, dizzy, tired. As I throw him at the base of my skull, face feels clammy and flushed. I hope I haven't come down with something. Wonder for a moment Genzo is comfortable. Drift off into restless sleep. She's after me again. See her around every corner, hands outstretched, breath hot and flushed. Hickey, she coos. Feel her hands on me, my cheeks and neck, running through my hair, sliding across my chest. You're mine, Hickey. Now her hands are rovering lower. Fingers dance around my stomach, play with the fly on my pants. Don't need to be confused anymore. I'll fix you, Hickey. You dip inside. I open my mouth to protest, but her hands are there, too. My cheeks clutching into the skin, wrenching my head backwards, even as the other set of fingers begins to explore, begins to touch, begins to caress. I'll teach you exactly what you should want. Thumbs open my eyes, pushing. I scream, but nothing comes out. Then I start with a gasp. Black. Everything is black and quiet. Quiet except for the rapid hammering of my heart. Where am I? Look around. Rub my face. Rub my eyes. Check that my eyes are still there, still intact. Holy hell, eggs. Jerk back at the voice. Arms curling around in my midsection. Shelly dry breaths pushing past my lips. Hey. Movement. Then something sits on the side of the bed. See Genzo's cat first. Orange, even in the darkness. As my eyes further adjust, his face comes into view. Round and worried. Well, at least it's good to know that he hasn't been taken by all of them yet. You're fine. Everything's fine. Rather than moving something crazy in your sleep, though. He chuckles. Mine's zeroes in on that. On him. On that one point of comfort and safety in the inky blackness of the room. Then I move forward. Aww. Curl up against him, head on his shoulder. Feel him tense up against me. Doesn't move. Not at first, at least. Just sits there, muscles frozen. He looks skyward, almost as though seeking out an answer for some otherworldly being. Then he breaks his arm around me, shifting me over into his lap and gently repositioning me against his front. Yeah, he whispers. You're fine. Breathes into his shoulder, long, slow, deep, calming breaths. Heart slowly begins to decelerate, soothed by the motion of his hand against my back. Like being in a nest of warmth, completely and elderly safe. Just laying there against his cheek, moving up and down with his belly. Calm, secure. Sit up slowly, just enough that I can see his face. And I do something I've never done before in my entire life. Press my lips against his. It's quick, soft and chaste. Barely more than a brush, really. But still a kiss. An actual kiss. Hand stops moving, clenching his head against my back. His chest rises suddenly with his sharp intake of air. I pull back. He just looks at me for a moment, eyes wide. Holy hell, eggs. It's the same line from earlier, now slow and hoarse. Hear him swallow. He opens his mouth, closes it, opens it again. Finally, I've been wanting to do that for. Doesn't finish. Doesn't look at me either. Staring down somewhere around my clavicle, his hands clench and unclench in the fabric of my shirt. Sorry, fuck. Look at me. Well, fucking fucking... He looks up at me and I swear I can see water dance in his eyes. He grabs me and pulls me in close, tight. Kisses me again, harder this time. One of his hands digs into my curls as the other moves up and down under my shirt. Fingers roaming my skin. That's my turn to freeze. Muscles lock up, breath catching in the back of my throat. Heart starts up again, faster and faster, something painfully against the inside of my chest. Gets her nose almost instantly. Starts to pull back. Oh fuck, wait, was I wrong? Was that wrong? Fuck. So fucking stupid. Body comes down, slumping as my muscles untie themselves. From my hands to my face, to my hair, rubbing the damp skin. Now comes the fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of the anger that will follow. I shake my head. No, I swallow, my throat dry. I can't, that makes me uncomfortable. That? Right down my tongue, trying to search for the right words. Kind of touching, I wince. I pull my hair with a groan, frustrated at myself, embarrassed at myself. I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I just need more time. Not that I don't like you, I think I might like you very much, but I just feeling of awkwardness grows with my every word. I can feel myself shrinking on myself in an effort to disappear. Ghetto blinks in silence. Then, cocks an eyebrow with a smile. Fucker actually laughs. Oh, is that all? You actually had me worried there for a sec. Bring my head back up. Face no doubt weird mixture of confusion and apprehension. You think I care about that? Fuck eggs, to be honest, I feel like I always kinda knew, but I don't care. I don't care about any of that. Just being with you is enough for me. More than enough for me. You don't think I'm broken? Bro? He stops, blinks, looks at me with a mixture of confusion and sadness. Fuck that, and fuck anyone that thinks that. Reaches forward, grabbing me back into a hug. The calm, gentle warmth of the previous hug just holding me against him. There's nothing wrong with you. Don't let anyone else ever make you feel otherwise. You hear me? It takes a second for the impact of this to fully resonate with my brain. Then, it hits me. It's like a wave of something. Just completely runs through my entire body. Muscles, limbs, everything goes limp with the release of the tension. Didn't even know I'd been holding. My chest unclenches. My heart unclenches. Even my eyes unclench, quickly filling up with big, salty tears. It's okay. It's actually okay. I am okay. I thought it seems to spark me into motion. I turns control to my body. In that instant, I turned the hug with everything I've got, squeezing myself against him and into him. My own safe little cocoon, where there aren't any expectations, no judgment, just love, acceptance. Not sure how long we sit there, just like that. Finally, Genzo's grip loosens, runs a hand through my choppy hair. I'm guessing you're still fuck all tired, yeah? And I'm pretty fucking exhausted too. Maybe we can get some sleep then? Glances over at the pillows, then winces, suddenly unsure. I mean, if it's okay. Takes a moment, and I realize what he's asking. I'm grinning somewhat awkwardly. It's fine. Rolling grin could have lit up the room. Crawl back under the covers as he slides out of his jacket and heavy pants. Watch him come rolling over to join me. Soon, both of us are curled up beneath the sheets, eyes closed, breath heavy, my head just barely touching his shoulder. Don't see her again for the rest of the night. Aww. That was actually really sweet and so wholesome. Man, we really fucking needed that after all the shit we've been through. Next time I opened my eyes this morning, the sun is pouring in from the window to paint warm squares of light across the sheets. I left a nice patch of drool on the pillow, a thin layer of crust that's built up in the corners of my eyes. Link yawned, pushing myself up to a seat with a quiet groan. Hey, we actually survived the night as well. Fuck yeah. Didn't get dipped into pools of boiling water and stuff. Gunther is still asleep next to me. So he's back, face pointed at the ceiling and jaw slack. Thin whistling snores punctuate his breath. Watching for a few moments, hugging my legs against my chest. Can't stop the small smile from forming on my lips. For the first time in, well, for a while, I feel calm. It's nice. Browse horror momentarily. What does all this make me then? Never thought about it before. Maybe because thinking about those expectations made my mind want to avoid the topic altogether. But just being with someone like this, girls, guys, apparently, doesn't matter. Not like I've never had fantasies of being held before. Or having someone there to care for me, care about me. But that warm presence has never had a face before, or a gender. All I know now is that if that warm presence is getting through, then I'd like that very much. Chew on the inside of my cheek, then feel the telltale need to release building up just beneath my stomach. Look glance around the room. No bathroom in here. Must be one in the hall. I slide off to the side of the bed and shrug my pants back on. Give my hips a little shimmy when my half-asleep limbs can't find the last bit of necessary energy to get the fabric over my thighs. I snatch my glasses off the bedside table as I make my way to the door, pausing for a moment to let my view come into full focus before softly creaking the handle open. I slip out. Pull the door closed behind me. Search down the hallway for any sign of a door that screams bathroom. Oh, all the doors look the same. Turn in the opposite direction. Nearly jump out about 10 feet into the air. Oh, hey, Olam. Almost standing 2 doors down, just watching me. Got a trio of rabbit guards behind him. Take a nervous step backwards. Open my mouth to say something. The sweet charade of romance. Olam clasps his hands together, bringing them to his cheek. Begins slinking towards me. Have a nice night, did you? One cannot help but notice the gallant knight didst not returneth to its room. Pray tell, was here his sword plunged into gentle flowers blushing bouquet? I don't like how you just described it's like that. Turn away. It wasn't like that. And start walking down the hall. Oh. Well, starts up beside me. Let's curl it into an impish grin. Then perhaps true love doth not reign over lust. How delightfully advantageous for me. What's that supposed to mean? Joke away as he tries to put an arm around my shoulder. It's simple, really. Here I was trying to figure out the best way to make my greatest adversary suffer. Now the perfect opportunity is for him right into my lap. I stop, raise a brow, turn towards him. Uh-oh. Looks like I'm gonna be the one that's gonna be dipped into the boiling water instead. Great! Spark of unease runs up my spine to the base of my skull. What are you talking about? But the answer not to come. So Olam raised his hands to his side and amused futility. Then suddenly something comes down over my head, gazing on my face and plunging my world into darkness. I bring my hands to my neck, trying to pull it off. trying to rush away from the hands keeping it there. Already my consciousness is fading in and out. Take him to one of the stalls, I hear Orm say right before I pass out completely. Well, that was very short-lived, god damn it. And so it begins. Next time I open my eyes, I'm in a small rectangular room. Something itchy pokes at my cheeks and arms. When I pull back enough to bring the world into focus, I find myself lying in what appears to be a carpet of hay. What? Try to sit up, but quickly realize I can't. Hands and ankles have been tied behind me, making it impossible to do much more than roll over onto my back. Blink, squint, peer through my hazy vision. It's dim, but not completely dark. I can see the walls caging in on me on all sides like a box of thick stone. There's a door a few feet away. Nothing but a small barred window at the top to reveal the world outside. I groan, try to move into a slightly more comfortable position. There are bits of hay scratched at my arms, poke at my midsection. What the fuck is this? Remember Orm? That clawing smile of his. And after that, everything had gone black. Where the hell is he taking me? There was a long, slow breath to try and calm myself down, even as the tendrils of panic rise up in my belly. There's got to be some sort of sick joke, right? Don't have long to wait. After only a few minutes of uncomfortable silence, I hear footsteps in the hall, distant voices bouncing off the far walls. Approach the door. I can't tell how many there are. Good number at least. Then stop. He can hear his voice through the window. The surprise isn't here. What is it? Secret porn stash? Just what kind of messed up stuff do you get off on? Sounds annoyed. Oh no, it's much better than that. All of this time. Much more interactive. Oh, so you got fucking machines then. Hand rattles. Turns. The door creaks open. I secretly recoil away from the incoming light. Don't see Genzo's face when he sees me. Don't want to see Genzo's face when he sees me. Somehow the thought leaves me feeling mortified. I hear him though. Hear him sucking his breath. Hear his feet skid against the ground. Hear the guards grab him and hold him back. His grunt says he tugs against them. What the fuck is this? I finally look up. Orm has his hands splayed as though he's about to present the prologue to a theatrical epic. What's wrong? Don't you like it? Did you hurt him, you sick fuck? Oh no, not yet anyway. Simply giving him an insider's tour of my stalls is all. They're quite handy for detaining unruly miscreants till the time to, brew. Kinsley gives another jerk against the guard's grip. For a moment, actually seems to just slip away from enough to take a step forward, then quickly recapture his arms. His face is going completely white. You let him go, you hear me? You got beef with me? Take it out with me. Leave him the fuck out of it. Oh, but dear Genzo, that's half the fun, don't you see? Orm moves towards Genzo, hand to chin cocking his head upwards. Torturing you would be fun, yes. Torturing the thing you care about most. See you wriggle and squirm. Brings his hand to his cheek, face flushed. I get all hot and bothered just thinking about it. What the actual fuck is wrong with you? Is this because I made fun of you as a kid? Consider Huss with another jerk. Made fun of me? Made fun of me? Pushing and shoving, humiliation. Oh, let's all ignore all for a day. It'll be so funny. Let's all throw our razors at Olin when nobody's looking. It'll be hilarious. Haha, Olin's mother killed herself. Let's go tell So told Olam he should go kill himself too. Roman clenches his hand in his hair, voice hoarse and strained. And to top it all off, when I finally thought that maybe we, but you left me, you fucking asshole. Left me in that dark room all by myself. Once Genzo looks uncomfortable. His eyes grow tight as his lips twist downward. I did try, you know, Olam continues. Tiny choke out of the back of his throat. 5 times I tried. Twice. I almost succeeded too. His curl into a wide grin that stretches across his face, pupils shrinking. You made my life a living hell. But now, I get to make your life a living hell. Olam, I was a kid. Kids do stupid stuff. Yeah, not as extreme as you were doing it, though. Genzo starts, but even he seems to have trouble putting any conviction behind his words. His voice cracks, beads of perspiration begin dotting his forehead and cheeks. Let's just calm down, yeah? Talk things out. Find a way to make this right. Olam starts giggling. It's manic and squeaky, forces sending his shoulders up and down in glee. But that's just it. I've already found a way to make it right. Twist back towards me, face contorted and eyes wide. Dance is over, yanking me up and into his arm like a limp rag doll. You know, I thought a lot about what I should do. All the delightful little things I could do to make him squeal. Squeezing my cheek. Popping out his eyes, for instance. God, what is it with you guys wanting to do stuff to my eyes? Then shakes my head side to side with a click of his tongue. Or snipping off his itty bitty toes one by one. Oh, stop. Genzo's voice is low and shaky. Guttural desperation to it. Never heard it in him before. But Olam continues, shaking his head at his own feigned stupidity. But then I thought, why go through all that mess when I have the perfect solution already? This is a slaughterhouse after all. Slaughterhouses have ways of dealing with their more troublesome tenants. Stands up, let me slide back down into the hay, and steps back. Immediately 2 rubber guards move forward to grab me, doing the tie on my wrist so I can encase them in 2 chain manacles. Touch the opposite walls instead. Try to twist away in panic, heart beating louder and louder, my guts twisting with a violent wrench. Genzo. Didn't mean to. Oh, sorry Genzo, we're gonna go back a little bit. Some of a dependent look, breath coming out in quick, terrified gasp. Genzo's jerking and yanking and tugging at the guards again, his face strained and flushed. Olam, you fucker, stop! I hear tears in his voice. Olam doesn't stop. He says towards me, now strung up between the 2 walls, knuckles biting into my wrists, and gives my cheeks a little slap. Open up. Constant in confusion. Shoves a thick piece of cloth in my mouth. I could question what it's for. Guzzling another piece over my lips and around my head. Essentially, it tight in the back, making it impossible to spit out. Don't want you biting that tongue of yours off. Others crouched down a few feet away, tension focused on a box in the hay. At least not yet. With a little grin as he snaps it open. Pulls out what looks like a cattle prod wrapped in a rusted wire. I call this my piggy prodder. Stands back and gives the stick a little wave. Quite adept at keeping the little piggies in line. Sometimes I have too many to deal with, you see. That's when a little zap. Presses a button and a little spark dances off the edge. the side of the head can really make my job easier. Of course, sometimes I like to have a little fun with them first. Saunters towards me, brings someone out stretching even further. How many jolts until their heart stops, for instance? That's a fun one to play. All I can do is look up at him, shaking my head in a silent plea for mercy. Oh, I'm dead. Tip of the rod jams straight into my stomach. In a second, everything goes white. Like someone shoved a knife straight into my gut. Sharp, stabbing pain blossoms out from the point of contact, ripping into my nerves and sending them screaming one after another. Muscles tense, lock up, recall all in the span of less than a second. Then my body flies forward against the manacles. My arms ramble straight, so forceful that the iron slices into the skin of my hands and wrists, and the glasses go flying off my head. Can't move. Can't think. I feel my body shaking, convulsing, wave after wave of hot white pain sending my muscles into repeat spasms. The world is on fire. I'm on fire. I smell myself burning, charring. Fuck, when will it end? Finally, he pulls it away. Body slumps downward, vision warbling. Consciousness coming and going. White, black, white, black. My muscles twitch. The quivering arms make the manacle chains clitter and clatter. And I feel hot liquid seeping down my wrists and arms, where the iron slices through the skin. Steam wars up from the charred fabric of my shirt. Now melted against the red, blistering skin, crackling and hissing, it starts to cool back down. Genzo's frozen where he stands, jaw slack and his face ghastly white. Brows are curled in a cross between horror and disbelief. Olam, he finally says. Voice is quaking and strangely hollow. Olam thrust a rod into my inner thigh. Knife is back, stabbing inside again and again and again, wrenching, twisting, jerking back and forth, grinding against the tissue and muscle. Body jerks upward this time, up and away from the source of the shock. Again, yanking against the manacles, tearing into the skin, sending splatters of red into the hay. Keeps it there longer this time. Vision warps, body convulsing, muscles jerking, twisting, skin crackling. Now there are hundreds of knives, 1,000, stab outward from my thigh, slicing straight through the flesh and bone, up across my stomach, down through my calves. At some point I wonder if I even have any legs anymore. All I can feel is one amorphous black hole of pain all across my lower half. Man, this music really does not suit the scene. Again, yeah, man, the table is turned on this. Instead of me watching Genzo get tortured, it's the other way around. I don't think I like it. Olam pulls the rod away. I'm slumped down so hard my head bounces backwards, twisting a muscle in my neck. He's sinking down into the hay. Steam. Wafting up and off of me in droves now, grey and smoky. Swirls away from the charred hole in my pants. Cold slices of skin peeling back from my thigh muscles. Wet. The front of my pants is wet. Must have peed my pants. The thought changed me. Clenched my eyes shut as tears threatened to spill over the edges. Olam, stop! Olam, please! Genzo's crying now. Hear the hiccup in his throat. See the snot running down his nose and between his lips. Looks so distraught. Sorry, Genzo. Something about that sight seemed like that breaks something in me. I opened my mouth, and though the pain and the shakes were warping around me. Sorry, Genzo. The sound that comes out of my mouth is nothing more than a muffled rumble, stifled by the cloth choking my tongue and throat. Oh right, I forgot that I still had that on there. What's that? Owen raises a hand to his ear, grand display of mock surprise. My ears to see me, was our mutual friend attempting to talk. Owen, stop. Genzo hiccups. Let's see what he has to say. The saucer's over, smiles outstretched from ear to ear. Grabs my chin in his hands, almost a gentle caress. There, let's get this off of you, shall we? Sings as he works the gag free from my lips. Thought perhaps Genzo prefers you with something stuffed in your mouth, Turns back to Genzo, eyes flashing. Not that you would have ever gotten to experience it. See, practically doing you a favor. Runs a hand through my sticky hair. Genzo clearly doesn't like this. Jerks forward against the grip of his arms with a strained grunt. Jaw so tight I can practically see it trembling. All feigns a show of terror with a laugh before returning to me. Touched my jaw with a finger. Now, what is that you wanted to say? I look up at Orlum, then at Genzo. Body gives another twitch as tears begin running rivulets down my cheeks. I'm sorry. And it's no more than a throaty crackle. What was that? Brings his hand back to his ear with a fickle. Blink the tears away and try again. I'm sorry, Genzo. Voice doesn't even sound like my own, but it doesn't matter, because I know he can hear it. I can see his face soften through the watery veil of my eyes. Sorry? Sorry for what? Genzo asks, lips shuddering. Squeeze my eyes shut, open them. For all of this. It's my fault. I opened a door. I led us all to this. Genzo's eyes dilate. See the water snot hanging from his chin tremble. Must be shaking. And finally, it's not your fault, Iggs. Forces a smile. I should be the one apologizing to you. I swore to myself that I'd protect you. Even more than that, I should have told you a long time ago about everything, and I'm sorry for that too. I was just so scared. See him swallow, see his eyes tighten. I thought that you deserved better. Head falls, tears and snot from his chin and cheeks bounce onto the floor. I didn't want to ruin your life. Can't do anything but stare at him. Pain in my chest, my throat. It feels like it's twisted me in two. You didn't want to ruin his life? Did you? I almost forgotten about Olin for a second. When he breaks his silence, his words are eerily calm. Steps towards Genzo. Takes Genzo's head in his hands. Brushes his hair back with a manic twist. But you had no problem ruining my life. Olin. Genzo winces, his eyes clenched. Olin doesn't hold him for long. He lets Genzo's head fall back with a distracted flop. Gaze pointing unseen at the ground. You're sorry? Brings his hands to his head. You're sorry to him? Curls his finger in his hair. You didn't even do anything to him. Lips twist into a grin. The sun jerk, he twists around, eyes wild as he stumbles towards me. I'll give you something to be sorry about. Raises the cattle prod above his head. Belts me across the face. Head snatched to one side as the crackle of electricity snaps all the way from my cheeks to my toes. Tears spring to my eyes as my body goes as stiff as a rod. My teeth. Jaw slams down so hard I can hear them cracking against each other. Green bits of enamel dancing on my tongue. Olin, I hear Genzo scream through my haze. Wrench out a delayed gasp as the pain blossoms across my split jaw. But I'm not even given a chance to recover. It clocks me on the opposite cheek, wrenching my head to the other side and sending another jolt straight into my brain. I can't move. I only stare cockeyed at the far wall, my jaw hanging limp from my cheeks and my eyelids twitching. Orlum, stop! Hear the Clem splinter snapping against her throat. Are you sorry now? Or was it just screams? Looks around on his heels and hooks his finger into my hair, making my head backwards. Why don't you tell me how sorry you are? Points the paw straight into my temple. Gensler is draining so hard against the gas now that I have to hold his head, shoulders, and arms. I'm sorry. I can't hear you, Ellen shrieks. I'm sorry. But it's nothing more than a ruse. Had never planned to stop. How many times Gensler apologized. Gave me Gensler one last time. Ellen slams the tip of the rod straight against my skull. The moment everything goes right. I feel my body buck. My muscles spasm and my head jerk against Orlan's grip on my hair. I can't breathe. Can't move. Can't think. Don't even realize I'm screaming until my vocal cords spasm and cut off my voice. I realize I bit off my tongue until the blood starts bubbling out between my lips. Boiling, frothing. Dark red foam fizzling from my nose. Eyes that are stewing. Melting down like two gooey eggs. Sorry. Wonderful moment if my brain is firing. Then the white turns to black. This is all my fault. Whoa, okay, so that's all, game over. Jesus Christ, that... Fortunately you were fried. But hey, maybe it would taste even better now. Okay, God, when was the last choice we did? Cause that was a long ass fucking scene. Okay, we're all the way back here, so yeah, that led to an unfortunate end, so we actually gotta stay silent. I folds his arm across his chest, rubbing his chin in thought. Looks from me to Gensler and back again, nods. Yes, I'd say he's about 3 more in him, don't you? Tilts his head upwards, closes his eyes. Just smell that, Give me visions of dinner tomorrow. Maybe you'd like to join me at the table. Orlum, stop! Gensler twists and jerks in a rabbit's grip. Orlum saunters behind me now. Yes, this is always a good spot. Gensler prodded well, tracing a little pattern in the air. Shoves it straight into the bare skin of my neck. Everything goes black. We've got a couple of moments I see nothing, feel nothing. Pointing, sinking, watching until a pool of black. Then comes the knife. Sounding as a mild tingle on the back of my neck. Growing, digging, retching, stabbing. Till my consciousness rips back through me with such force it's like the air has been scooped up from my lungs. My brain feels like it's on fire. Eyes bug out of my head, hot, pulsing, in, out, skin on fire, vision on fire, blistering hot and sizzling right next to my ears. Everything is shaking, everything is burning. He whips it out. The body collapses with a snap. My ears ring. Ears twitch and pop. Heartbeats in erratic, arrhythmic cadences. My vision blows in and out. Red, white, black, red, wet. White, black. Hot. It feels so hot. I feel something dribbling out of my ears. It's pulling forward with cartilage. His blood staining as it splats down onto my shoulder. My hair is sizzling, sparking. It sticks up almost whimsically as curls of steam drift up and away from my scalp. Tots behind me. I take that back. You might only have one more after that. Genzo is a wreck. Guards are practically holding him aloft now, kicking him from collapsing into the floor. Shoulders lurch upwards in noiseless sobs. Hold on, listen to me, please. I'll do anything. Do whatever you want to me. Anything you fucking want. Seems to catch Olam's attention. He stops. Takes a few years slinking steps toward Genzo. He is pointing upward and the finger tracing his lower lip. Oh, anything, is it? Genzo just nods, tears in the snots forming twin waddles beneath his nose and chin. I have to admit, there's a tempting offer. Olam's hand goes to his hips. Seems to be mulling this over. After all, why break you beyond repair once I could break you piece by piece? Watch the hope fade from your eyes again and again and again. Snickers, biting down on the tips of her fingers in growing glee. Then jerks back to attention and snaps its fingers, pointing towards the door. Guards respond by lugging Genzo back up to his feet, marching him out of the room. Then he turns back to me, motions again towards the remaining guards. Take him down for now. I may need him again later. Barely registers the two guards who mangled me earlier, unlocked the cuffs and pulled my arms free, jerked the gag from my mouth. Skin on my right wrist doesn't appear to upstick itself from the iron. It stretches with a sickening pop before snapping free, flapping uselessly across my palm. Leaving me semi-conscious in a pile of hay, just staring up at the ceiling and smelling my own fat burn. Don't know how long I lay there. Body feels cold now. Chills running up and down my spine, on my arms and legs. I don't move. Every once in a while, muscle somewhere gets a little twitch. My body jerks. 3 spots where it hit me with that thing have gone completely numb. Skin red, blistered, peeling, melting into the surrounding cloth. White, filmy layer foaming atop the exposed tissue. Maybe I'm going to die. I don't want to die. Think of Genzo. Think of lying together with him in bed. Warmth of his arms as he held me. Eyes grow warm again, warm and salty. Somehow the tears don't come. Only the sting. Clenching pain in my throat and chest and heart. Where is he now? What's happening to him? You thinking of me too? A cough, a gag. Barb rises in the back of my throat. I have to turn my head to the side as the vomit dribbles down my lips and across my cheek. Fuck. Brown drool hangs from the side of my mouth, gooey as sinew. Feels like it's been hours already. Maybe it's only been a few minutes. I have no idea. Pretty sure I duck in and out of consciousness a few times. That's when I hear it. Clatter from down the hall. Hollow sound of iron on iron. I narrow my eyes, trying to hone in on the noise. Then, footsteps. Fast. Running. A scuffle. Right outside the door now. Sound again. Something clanging, ringing, echoing. Fleshy rip. Then a slump. More clatters. Key turns in the lock. Hey, Genzo! You look bloody, since the last time I saw you. Look up as Genzo stumbles inside. His eyes are wide and strained. His face, his neck, in front of his jacket. Everything is stained red. He lurches towards me. Icky falls down beside me. I killed him, Icky. Oh, so that's not his own blood. Well, seeing as Gidget died last time, I guess it's Autumn's turn to die this time. Whisk catches, wobbles. He swallows hard. I killed him. Looks at me, wanted and panicked. I didn't mean to, it just happened. I had to. Brings his hand to his face, clutching at his cheeks. When he pulls them away, I see him cringe, squint, wipe at the tears and blood. Need to get you out of here. he finally says. When his arms go around me, pulling me up, he was shaking and trembling against me. Come on. Pulls me up and onto his back. No one of his jacket against my nose, now stagnant with the smell of blood. Took out all of them I came across. Hopefully we can make it out. Tom was out the door, still trying to get me balanced on his back, or across his back. See the red rabbit just on the other side, slumped against the wall. Bloody spear lies next to him, its tip decorated with hair and other gooey matter. Look away. Then we're moving down the hallway, slow at first. Faster as Genzo picks up speed. Door after door. One more rabbit. Two more rabbits. Pushes Echo up and down the empty hallway. Round the corner. Past an intersection of corridors. Suddenly slows down, hesitates. Shifts me up again, arms tight around my legs. Feel his muscles grow taut. If that's a grisly scene. Guns inside the open door on our left, just barely catching a glimpse of Orlin on the bed inside the room. Chest and throat flayed, barely recognizable in blood. So much blood. Staining his face, his clothes, down on the floor. Look away. Push my face harder into Genzo's back. He moves forward without a word. Make it to a set of stairs. Down we go. Genzo huffing and sweating beneath me. The hall wide and cavernous around us. At the bottom, we step out into the main hall. The door. Front door. It's there. But as Genzo takes a step towards it, a sudden shout makes him freeze. Both look down the far hall to see a group of rabbits pointing and shouting. Shit, shit, shit. Spur Genzo into action. His strength even he probably didn't know he had left. Sprints towards the door, slams his knee into the wood to kick it open. Swear I can hear his kneecap cracking. Whether it's a figment of my imagination or is beyond caring, he doesn't acknowledge it. Pushes us the rest of the way out past the heaving threshold, into the open air of the castle garden. We're out. We're out. Genzo doesn't stop here. He keeps sprinting, past the bushes and trees and fountains, past the towering castle walls, past the bridge and the moat and the path towards the village. He shifts left and starts towards the distant trees, waiting for civilization and any chance of running into more guards. I feel him straining beneath me. His breath is coming out in short, ragged bursts. His heart is pounding through his back and against my cheek like a jackhammer. Once we're near the trees and there's still no sign of any guards behind us, give Genzo's shoulder a little squeeze and he stops. Slide off, holding on to his arm for a moment till I find my balance. You sure you can walk? Genzo gasps out. Takes this opportunity to bend over, hands to his knees and he gulps in air. I think so, I say. I'm even not sure. Body still feels stiff and numb. Almost like it's not even there. Genzo avoids his face, sweat smearing the blood across his cheek. Come on, he says, and grasps my hand. Come on, fingers between his and begin to walk. Half jog further into the trees, to the woods and the safety of the leaves. Cooler in here, cool and dark. Press forward, moving quickly enough that I don't have a chance to look around. Not quickly enough that I'm missing the cloying tingle of unease run up and down my spine. Something off about the air here. Heavy almost. Weighing down on my shoulders and making it difficult to catch my breath. Icky. Swear I hear the sound of my own name, like a whisper through the leaves. I stop, look around, squint through the trees. What is it? Genzo asks. I see nothing. I hear nothing more. Give my head a frustrated shake. Nothing. Genzo gives my hand a squeeze. It's warm and comforting. The only source of warmth in this entire forest. Come on, let's get out. Let's try to get to the other side of the trees. Feel more comfortable once we've put some distance between us and those rabbits. I nod, then we're moving forward again. Walking swiftly, dodging branches and errant roots. Moving in and out between the trees. The chill only seems to worsen. The point that the hair on my arms, the hair I still have left on the back of my neck, begins to stand straight up with tiny prickles of disquietude. That's when I hear it. Sound of an axe on wood. Somebody's felling trees. Close by too. The further we travel, the louder it gets. Almost as though it's all around us and everywhere. Ginsu, whisper. All of a sudden he stops, with his hand tightened around mine. Box? It is Box. More than 20 feet in front of us. I can away at a tree with an axe. Already a pile of logs at our feet, but something's off. Hey, Box? Ginsu such? You're here as well? Bush throws off, as though suddenly afraid of the answer to his question. Buck takes another whack of the tree, axe sticking in the wood. She stops, silent for a moment, and jerks it back out. Stands up straight, somehow taller even than I remember. Then turns towards us. Need some wood, do you? Ginsu tries again. Eyes are dark. Doesn't even blink. Instead, her head cocks to the side as she studies us. What are you doing here? Finally asks. Voice is scarcely recognizable. It's low and breathy, almost like a growl rolling off her tongue. Ginsu must rethink his approach. He takes a step backwards with a nervous chuckle. Actually, we were just, passing through. Didn't mean to bother you. We'll be going now. So you can just keep chopping away. Preferably not on our limbs. Ginsu, I say with a shattered gasp, turning me back on his arm. You're here to take me back, aren't you? Luke takes a step back towards us. See the muscles of her arm grow taut, bulging out against the skin as her hands tightens around the handle of the axe. No, we're not. We're just, keep doing what you're doing. Hana sent you, didn't he? Knew he would. Never lets me have any peace and quiet. She lurches towards us, 1 step, 2 steps, and we respond with an equal number of steps backwards. No idea what you're talking about. Hana's got nothing to do with this. Honest, we're just going on our way. Why can't you just leave me alone? She charges. In that instant, Genzo pushes me out of the way. A sudden sense of deja vu rushes over me as I feel the ground rushing up. Then there's a hollow woody thud. I see Buck's axe stuck in the back of a nearby tree. Tugs it with a grunt, her eyes flashing. Don't need any more vocation. Run. House thudding, breath panicked, shoes beating against the hard earth. Shoot through the trees, Genzo's hand tight around mine, pulling me faster. Barely comprehend what's happening. Everything's rushing past the speed of light. Legs struggling to keep up. Get away, get away, get away. I repeat the mantra again and again, time my feet pounding against the ground. I hear her behind us. The terrifying swish of her axe as she cuts at the branches and leaves. Hear her ragged breaths, unearthly snarls. Try to focus on Genzo as I reach the muscles of my legs grow tired, weak and numb, and wobbling in their incessant forward sprint. Suddenly Genzo stops. It happens so quickly I'm unable to slow down. I go careening directly into his back. Stumble forward. across a hill. First Genzo goes down, toppling down the least-ruined slope. Then I follow, hitting the ground hard, rolling, branches butting into my skin, rocks cracking against the bone. Again and again, slamming into the ground, walls spinning around me. When I finally slow down in my tumble and open my eyes, I find myself on the other side of a cliff, only a few feet away from spilling straight over the side to a rocky landing far, far below. Sucking my breath, scoot away from the edge. Luckily, Genzo is still here too. Genzo grabs my shoulders and pulls me back, his hands jerking me up to my feet. Fingers are trembling. Footsteps. Behind us. She's there. Both turn to see her limping towards us, feet dragging, rack swinging. The very air around her seems warped, like the air above asphalt on a hot day. Genzo say again, because there's nothing else to say. Kill you before you can take me back. Genzo. Man, that was much more depressing and dark. I didn't like it. That's a bad feeling in my tummy. God, fuck me, man. I mean, at least we survived this one. At least physically. Somewhat. Rocks by at my knees as I crawl across the dirt. Soggy beneath my fingers. sulky and warm. The smell is everywhere, dripping down my arms, crawling up inside my nasal cavity. Put the urge to retch even as I feel the bile rise to the back of my throat. Ginsu is lying face down on the gravel. He's not moving. Of course he's not moving. His insides are falling out all over the ground. My throat hitches. I reach him, roll him over onto his back. Just gonna spill out in the process. Fuck. I need to fix this. Handshaking, I scoot them up, push him back inside. Red more across his stomach, threatening to swallow my hands. Dirt and who knows what else goes with them, but I don't care. Just need to get them back inside. Finally, pulling up into my lap. I feel his brain through the soggy folds of his hair. Doesn't look like he's sleeping. Looks like he's fucking dead. I swear that old wise tale is a fucking liar. I close my eyes. Let out a shuddered breath. Don't even care. Well, I don't even realize I'm rocking. Rocking back and forth. Back and forth. Strange half-melodic hum buzzing on my lips. It hurts. Fuck, it hurts. Heart feels like it's splitting in two. Just like it's been stabbed with an ice pick again and again and again. Never felt pain like this before. Make it stop. I clench my eyes shut so hard. I can feel them pounding. Make it stop. Iggy. Maybe this is why I never tried to get close to anyone. Because I know it will only end in pain. 31-year-old loser virgin pushes away anyone who knows an ounce of affection. Too scared they'll find out who he really is. That he's not normal. What do you want, Iggy? Fuck. Really fucked things up this time, haven't I? I can't do anything right. A complete wreck. Now because of me, Genzo's dead. Should never have called him. Never gone to his shop. Never have fallen for him. Maybe then he could have made it out of this whole thing alive. What do you wish for more than anything else in the whole world? Jesus fucking Christ, it hurts. What do I wish for? I wish for the pain to fucking stop. You can do that, can't you? Stop the pain. I was better off before. I thought I had a chance at happiness. I allow myself to feel anything. Now all I feel is pain. My heart hurts so bad. I can't take it anymore. I'd do anything to make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop. Make it... Oh, that's the end of Arc 2, my god. That made me feel even worse than the last arc. God. And we still got 3 more acts to go, god. Yeah. But looks like it's only gonna get worse from here, so... I don't like how this game makes me feel, but yet I still want to continue on. I'm still very invested in the story, it's so good, but ow, my heart. Plays with my heart so badly. yeah, that was Arc 2. I'll see you in Arc 3, I guess.